Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure indeed to be here today to give you this occasional address. Deputy Chancellor, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, and graduates, I would first like to acknowledge the Wodi people of the Darawal Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and welcome their elders, past, present, and emerging, including those who may be present here today. Thank you for inviting me here today for this very special occasion where we mark the graduation of so many wonderful engineering students. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the parents, the family, and the friends of the graduates here today. I know many of you have supported them as they have made their journey to this remarkable achievement. And graduates, I hope that each of you takes the time to say thank you to your family in particular, because that's very important. When I first went to study chemical engineering, I went for one reason. I enjoyed mathematics and chemistry. I had little understanding of the role of engineers and the impact that engineering can have on the world. Over the years, I have realized that engineers have the force. We are the change makers, not only who have the dreams, but also the ability to change the world, for better or for worse. Prince Philip has famously said, "God made the world. Everything else has been made by engineers." Engineers have been innovating and changing the world for centuries. The early civil engineers built the first urban settlements in the Indus Valley at Mohenjo-daro around 2600 BC, with rectangular street grids, grand buildings, and public baths. The Roman engineers developed many of the cities of Europe, from Rome to London. The Industrial Revolution in the 19th century in Europe was driven by inventions like the steam engine, which reshaped the world. Steam engines led to rail networks and industrialization. Jet engines led to global travel. And the first computers eventually enabled global connections and access to vast amounts of information. All this has been made possible with science, with technology, and of course, engineering. The creativity of engineers changed the world, affecting the quality of life of almost everyone around the world. And engineers continue to be at the forefront of shaping our world today in the 21st century, economically, socially, and politically. In the last 30 years alone, we have seen the rapid rise of computers and communication technology. For example, the invention of the smartphone in 2007 transformed our world. Today, we cannot imagine life without one. For example, the recent political upheavals in Hong Kong would not have been possible without the extraordinary accessibility of mobile telecommunications and inventions like Facebook and Twitter. Technology has given young people like yourselves a voice and a platform. Yes, we engineers are transforming our world at an unprecedented pace. The World Federation of Engineering Organizations, of which I was president until just last month, is attempting change at the highest international levels, at the United Nations and its various agencies. The Federation represents 100 nations and 30 million engineers. We have a voice, and we use it to put forward key engineering issues to policymakers, to governments, because we as engineers have a great deal of unfinished business. For example, in Asia and Africa, nearly 1 billion people lack clean water, 2.3 billion. 1/3 of the world lacked access to basic sanitation, and another 1 billion do not have access to electricity. These are all basic amenities that we simply take for granted. We need action on climate change, which is already impacting Australia and our neighbors in the Pacific region. We need to develop livable cities to address growth in urban population, including right here in the Sydney Basin. We need to explain the important role of engineering to the community, to policymakers, to business, and to government. A wonderful opportunity is World Engineering Day, which was proposed and led during my term as president and declared by UNESCO last month. The proposal was supported by 40 member states, that is governments, from every continent around the world, and will be celebrated on 4th March every year from 2020 onwards. It's a mark of the recognition at the highest level of the crucial role of engineering to advance the UN Sustainable Development Goals and address the significant problems that the world is facing. The first day will be on 4th March 2020, and I hope that each of you will celebrate World Engineering Day and think about how we can make a difference by balancing the imperatives of profit and economic growth while protecting our planet and people through sustainable engineering solutions. All these are very big issues, and now you have the necessary skills and abilities to make a difference, beyond, in fact, what you think you are capable of. My advice to you as you graduate today is to realize your power and to have a long-term vision of your goals. I hope that every one of you will strive to make a difference and create a better, sustainable world. Thank you.